to the Hair Show, the hottest, the biggest hair show on the planet. I'm Ursula Stevens.
And I'm Kia Marie, and not only is this the hottest and biggest hair show, it's the one and only hair show, and we really dive deep into these hair topics.
Yes, that's right. We're gonna sit down and chop it up with some of your favorite celebrities and find out the real tea behind some of their hottest looks. And today's guest, I am so excited about today's guest. Do you understand me? We have the wig slayer extraordinaire straight out of Atlanta, the one and only Alonzo Arnold. Ooh.
Oh, yes.
Thank you, honey.
That's you, boo.
That's me.
Welcome to the hair show.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are y'all?
We're good.
That's good.
Welcome to New York.
Yeah.
Is this your first time in New York? No.
No, it's like my 4th time in New York. But you know, every time I come, like I be getting the sinuses and stuff. I guess I gotta get used to the air.
Yeah.
What? Don't be talking about our air.
I know, you know what?
You got that fresh stuff
Right, we
in
got the fresh
Atlanta.
down there, you know, but I think I gotta get broken in with the air.
Okay, then
but I
you
love
gotta
New
come
York.
often.
Yes, I gotta come more
Exactly.
often.
Come through and
Yes.
stick wigs.
Yes,
This side of
exactly.
town.
You are the originator of the phrase, what lace?
What?
Yes.
OMG.
You created that.
Honey, you better
Thank you.
trademark that.
Like,
Right.
Trademark that
I need
thing.
trademark. Right. People love trademark
Yep.
stuff.
Yes.
Y'all need to go and get that pack.
Right, because
Okay.
the lace is just unclockable.
Thank you so
We
much.
love that.
Aw.
You know what? I've been doing hair for 6 years, so it's like I'm still new in it. But you know, I just thank God that I grow so fast.
Yeah.
You know, so quick. So you know,
Only
for
6
God.
years?
Only 6 years.
Wow, that's amazing.
Thank
That's
you.
talent is talent.
That is really amazing. I'm happy to have you here even more now.
Right.
And it's funny, well, today takes us right into our hot hair topic, which is black men and the hair industry.
Well, what do I think about that?
Now, why is it that women love to have their hair slayed by a
Right,
man?
by a
They
man versus
can't
a
wait.
woman.
But when little boys are, growing up and they want to become, hairstylists or they love playing in dolls, why do they get so much negative feedback from their family
Don't let
members,
them
their
pick up a
community?
comb.
Yes.
What's up with that?
Well, you know what? I feel like growing up, I used to, I play with dolls. So, and I didn't know I wanted to do hair. So it was like my dad would have a problem with it, but my mom, she would be fine with it. Like she was like, okay, well maybe that's what my son want to do. He might want to do hair, but growing up, I used to play with dolls and like I used to watch airplanes and stuff. I had a whole list of careers. I thought I wanted to be like a pilot, but I'm here today like for hair. So
Right.
it's
So at what
amazing.
moment did you know that you wanted to do hair?
I would say when I was 21 going on 22.
Okay.
Like I was working in a fast food restaurant. I was in a bunch of fast food restaurants and I was tired of being broke.
Right.
I was like, I need to start, doing something on the side. You know what I'm saying? Because like my aunt, she did hair and she's done hair for like 20 years. And like I would be fascinated, like every time I go to the shop, she would always have all these clients and like be day in, day out doing hair. And then like she would have all these like designer bags and stuff. So I was like, well maybe, let me get into it and see what it's about. So I got into hair. It was like right around my birthday. I was going to like clients' houses and stuff, and I was like advertising on Instagram. It was like just coming out at the time, and so like I was building my clientele on the Instagram app and Craigslist and stuff, and like I literally stepped into a shop that next year, a hair salon. So it's been up ever since.
Wow, what a great story.
Thank you.
Did you prove yourself? Did you have to prove yourself when you got into the salon? Was it a different world?
It was a different world because back then, like the salons it was like the thing to be in. Like today, I feel like now it's like a bunch of drama sometimes.
Yeah.
But like back then, it was a thing to be in. Like you had to be in the hair salon. So I had to prove myself because I was the only one there with no clients.
Right.
And so my aunt was like, what are you doing here standing here? Like, we got a college campus up the street, an all-girls college campus, so you need to go up there and pass your cards out and, like, do something. So that's what I did. Like, I got these little cheap cards, and I went to Spelman College, and I went up there and, like, was passing cards out, getting kicked off the campuses. Like, I had a little girl, I was like, if you let me in, I'll do your sewing for free. Like, and then literally, like, every time I go in that college campus, like, a slew of girls will come and get their hair done. So yeah, I had to literally build my clientele that way.
Do you feel like you had to prove yourself more because you were a boy?
Yeah.
Or because you were a new stylist?
And you know what? That's a great question because I was the only male in that salon.
Really?
Yeah, so it was like I had to prove myself because like the girls that were in there like, he ain't finna be in here taking all these clients and doing this and doing that. And my aunt was 40 years old, so at the time, and like, she had a bunch of other like, older women there. And they was like very hard on me. And they was like, you need to go out there, like, no, you ain't, this is not for you. You just sit here sitting in here, wasting your money, wasting your time, and this is just not the place for you. So I had to prove myself to them, like, let me show y'all what, I'm about to do. And like even today, they always be like, I'm so proud of you. Like, I didn't never think you was gonna be this far and stuff like that. But, oh yeah, it was a hard time, but I loved it, It it challenged me.
What do you think is motivating more men to be open about their interest in doing hair? Like you have Anthony Cuss, you have American Tay, like they're just open, they don't care. Like what do you think about that?
I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that the males in the hair industry, like, it's like, you know how in the women in the rap industry, like they're catty and stuff, like, I think for the males it's this total opposite. Like I think we all come together and just like, you know, be a force to be reckoned with. And it's more of a power, you know, like a team basically. Like, and I like that. Like I feel like for sometimes like the women, some women, they be like hating on that type of thing, but I like it.
So how do you feel about men just becoming more comfortable, like exploring different styles with their natural hair, like the braids, the quick weaves that they do,
the male weaves, right, the beards.
How do you
they got
feel
lace
about that?
beards,
Yes.
eye beards, honey, they got all kinds of beards, okay?
They trying to act shy now, but don't
Right.
worry, they're gonna be
We
coming
be
right
knowing.
in.
Look, we know how to clock it. Okay, cause
Closing that little sunroof up. You know what I'm
little
saying?
sunroof.
Okay.
Came back with my ceiling missing. Okay.
Right. First they started with the dye. What's the dye called?
Beijing.
The beige, yes.
They started with that. They would color in the,
Ooh, now that was
the receding.
Started
nasty
creeping
tree,
really up,
Beijing.
creeping all the way up there.
Oh yes, honey. And then sometimes you can see the Beijing dripping off they neck.
that was nasty.
Right.
Nasty time.
Cover it up.
One thing I always admired about you is that you don't take yourself so seriously, and I think that I don't know what else you would be if you weren't a hairstylist.
Right.
But do you think that what would be your other passion? Because I think you could be a great comedian. Yeah.
Everybody says that. You know what? I feel like a comedian is a very hard task because, you know, not everybody will find you funny.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you've been got on the stage thinking your joke's so funny, then people looking at you like, okay, that ain't funny, on to the next. You know, so I think even that industry is a, you know, cutthroat industry too. You if you ain't funny, you just not funny. So, yeah.
So what do you have to say for an aspiring male hairstylist? Like, what's some motivation, some advice for them?
I would say just be yourself. If you love this industry, like, it's here, it's for you. Especially if you have the passion for doing hair, like, you're gonna come in, you're gonna work, you gotta work hard, nothing comes easy. But, you know, just be yourself, like, just be in it, you know, for you, and don't let anyone deter, you know, your decision in doing hair. Because, like, some of my family members, they were like, no, you don't need to do it. And like at that point in my life, I was like 20 years old. I wasn't really like I wasn't out the closet yet. So for my mom, like the women in my family, they would, you know, be more open to me, like, you know, doing hair. But like for my fathers and uncles and stuff, they were like hard on me, like, no, because like, you know, that's a sign that you may be, you know, gay and stuff. And like, they were hard on me. But now that I'm in it and I'm successful in it now, like they see the money, they kind of be like, so how is
run
it?
me some coins.
So how is it doing this celebrity and doing that? Where can I borrow some money?
They so interested now.
Right, they interested. They want to do it. Look, how do you do that and do this? But just 5-6 years ago, you was like, you trying to disown me. But now, honey, you want the coin, okay? See how life changed?
So we've been hearing rumors about a possible transition for you. Set the record straight. Like, what's tea?
What?
Yes, we want to know. We want to know what's happening.
Oh, God, where that rumor come from?
Grapevine.
Well, right. Well, you know what? That is a rumor, but it is not true.
Okay. Really?
I feel like transitioning is a lot of work. It has to be in you to do it. Like, you just can't do it because it's the hot thing, you know? And I know if I was to transition, like, I would be, you know, look at me like,
Fire.
But it's a lot of work. Like this everyday thing, I can't do it. It's not for me. It's a lot of upkeep. It's a lot of attention, and I feel like it's like I can't do it. It's for fun, like cross-dressing. I love just doing it, you know, and having different characters and stuff. So
just having fun with your look. I think that's something that everybody should explore and be comfortable enough to do.
And I think it's more open. Like, it's a lot more people doing that these days. So I love it.
So do you have any like hairstylists that you looked up to, like when you were first starting out?
Of course, Tokyo Styles. Like, he was the first one I looked up to, like, when doing wigs. Because he used to put them on and stuff. Like, she used to put them on and be like, honey, if she could do it, I could do it, honey. So let me get on with the program and let me start creating these wigs. And, you know, Tokyo has such a, you know, a nice face. So I was like, well, I got a nice face too, so let me see what I could do.
I love it.
Yes.
Shout out to all the guys in the industry that's killing the game. Like you said, Tokyo Styles. We have Johnny Wright, who's worked with Michelle Obama for over 8 years. We also have Cliff Vermeer, Neil Farina, Tim Wallace. Shout out to all you guys. Y'all killing it.
Killing it.
Yeah. So on that note, I want to tell us a little bit more about Alana, since you know.
Well,
Alana,
right, she decides to jump out every now and then, you know, and shake up the scene, and turn a few necks.
Right.
But Alana is someone that is very high maintenance. She's kind of bougie a little bit, you know. She's like a You know, hi. She's nice. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? She's gonna give you nice. She's not gonna just be like talking, you know, and coming in and doing all this type of stuff. You know, she's gonna speak to everyone.
Okay.
You know, but it's a quick high and by type of situation
Got
for
it.
Alana.
She don't
like
sit too long
she's
on
in and she's out.
Right.
Right. You know she come in, you know
Got
she
it.
leave.
Right, guys, so if you don't know, that's Alonso's alter ego, Alana. Welcome
Wait,
her to the show.
with all these different hair changes and beautiful
Right.
wigs, you can't have just one
Right.
alter ego. I'm sure you have a couple.
A million.
Really?
When
Give
the
us
hair is
your
short,
top
when the hair
three.
is short.
When the hair is short, she could be Taraji. She could be, you know what I'm saying? She could be a little Mary J. You know, she could be a little Rihanna.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The shortcut.
Okay.
I feel like I'm Rihanna sometimes. You know, I love the shortcuts you do with her. Like, it's sickening. Like, every single time you slay her shortcut.
Okay.
So every time I give me a little shortcut, I be like, okay, I want to.
Okay.
Like, I'm Riri sometimes, you know? So, hey.
Well, since we name dropping,
Right.
tell us some of your celebrities that you've worked with.
Give us the resume.
Right. Oh, my God. The rest
I heard Naomi Campbell.
Oh yes, honey. Just recently, I love Naomi. She's
Ooh,
like
good for you.
everything. Like I love her. Megan Thee Stallion.
Ooh.
One recently.
Yes.
Yes,
We love her.
Good
We
for
love
you.
her
Yes,
here.
I love Megan. Portia from Housewives.
Okay.
Love it.
One of my, favorite clients. Black China. Sometimes I do her wigs.
Nice.
And we have a lot of other celebrities that I work with.
Anybody else you want to work with that you haven't worked with?
I would love to do Rihanna wig for her.
Okay.
And of course, I would love to do Oprah.
Okay.
Oprah, I feel like someone is an everyday woman, like
Yes.
who doesn't require a lot. You know, like she just like her hair full and pretty and curls. Like that's the type of styles I'm in, like the everyday style.
Yeah.
You know, something not too much.
Yeah.
You know, so.
So other than wigs, is there anything else that you're specialized in?
Other than wigs, I would say I love color.
Okay.
I love the color hair. Color is my specialty, and I feel like those go hand in hand. Especially when you want to, decide to do a blonde one day. If you're gonna go red the next day, if you're gonna do this, do that. You can do so many different things with wigs.
So what would you say if someone can't afford a celebrity prices like you, what can they do to keep their hair healthy?
Don't do nothing to it. Like if you ain't got the money to maintain the upkeep, like in color and stuff, then I wouldn't recommend you do it. Then if you do, then you can go to a stylist that specializes in color or wigs.
Right.
But I would just say if you're not, you ain't got the funds, honey, then you might need to do it yourself at home. Like, but don't do the color.
Don't do the
stuff.
color.
Right,
Don't do the
because you've been
color,
a
yeah.
burnt
No
your hair.
chemicals at home.
Right, don't try this at home. Because you've been a burnt your hair out, your beautiful hair, Just leave it like how it is.
Right. So, word on the street is that you actually teach classes that we need to
yes.
attend.
Ooh,
okay?
right.
Talk
Check
about
on
that.
these
Talk about your
wig slaying
classes.
Yes, honey. So I teach y'all how to do these wigs. I teach y'all how to apply them, how to customize them to make them look as natural as possible. Because that's something that we really need. Like, in this day and age, like a lot of wigs be looking crazy.
Yeah.
So I teach, how to make them and a whole bunch of things, like marketing, how to market, the wig that you sell in your area.
Yeah.
I teach a whole bunch.
Is it a one-day course?
It is a
Or-
one-day course. It's about 8 hours.
Okay.
And it's a look and learn. So I feel like with look and learns, they're easier for me and the student because they can take like the video and they can go home and then do it themselves and make their own way into doing it. Like I feel like I had hands-on classes before and I was.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of work.
Yes,
Yeah.
because some
I
people,
think
they don't even know how to do
it,
nothing.
that they should be smaller.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do it, should be like
You're trying to
5
get this
students.
point,
students,
okay?
right.
Keep it real,
Right, keep it real
Yeah.
small and settle, so you can at least, have everyone has your undivided attention.
Foundation before or after the wig.
That it can be both.
Okay.
Like I feel like if it's a blonde wig, I use foundation before.
Okay.
And I use it after. Because sometimes, like with the blonde wigs, they have like the white undertone.
Yeah.
And it might look good when you're putting it on, but that eventually comes back. So you can use like a matte HD foundation.
Okay.
I like to use Ben Nye. And I just dab, like I get my shade and I just dab it a little bit, just a little bit, and you just put it right on your lace, and it makes it look like skin.
All right.
To pluck or not to pluck?
Oh, you got the plug.
Got the pluck, baby.
What, the plug?
You got the pluck.
Okay, you got the plug, honey. You don't
When
wanna
do you know it's enough plucking?
When do you know? You just have an eye for it.
Okay.
Like I
Yeah.
feel like the more you do it, you'll know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like and I have so many different plucking techniques.
Okay.
Like, but in my class I teach like a basic plucking technique that works for anyone.
Okay.
So you'll know.
Yeah.
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 And
you
what
don't see no
about-
bald spot?
What about bleaching knots? What is that? Can you tell us what that is? Because some of us don't know what that means.
Bleaching knots is like one of the most important. It can make or break your wig.
Okay.
If you over bleach it, it will break it.
So what is the knot? What are we talking about when we talk about knots?
The knot is the little thing that they use to like put the hair in the lace.
Okay.
Like you have to
Attach it.
Attach it, yeah.
Okay.
You gotta tie a knot or it'll slip out.
Okay.
So that knot is what we bleach to basically make the lace, look like skin.
So how do you stop it from like over processing, like getting that,
Right. Sometimes, it
orangey.
Turns red or
it
orange.
turns red or orange. Well, it depends on the type of bleach. I like to use blue-based bleach because that pulls more cooler tones and not warmer tones. And then I like to use 30 volume developer, and I use it, and I let it sit on for about 15, 20 minutes.
And this is no matter the color of the wig?
Yeah,
Okay.
no matter the color of your wig. But now with blonde, like 613, I don't bleach it at all. I just tint it, like with the foundation.
Yes. So you have a client, she's dying for this, she wants this wig to be put on today. She's coming, she's rushing to, she got there. Her head big, but the wig is small, but it's a lace wig. What do you do?
Ooh, I had situations like that where I would come on set, honey, and that celebrity had a big head. I just didn't know. I was just being in pictures like, okay, her head look normal size. But what I do is I get the wig, right? And like in this area, the ear area, I cut a slit.
Yes.
And that slit opens the wig up more. And I even sometimes take the bands out in the back.
Come on, Taylor.
Yeah,
Come on, Taylor.
Right, you
Taylor
gotta
that
tailor
wig.
that wig. Tailor bag, honey.
It's not
So you gotta take
one
this. You gotta take that little thing out in the back, that elastic piece, and you gotta cut a little slit. And I had a client. I ain't gonna say no names.
Right.
I had to do it because her head was big, honey.
Right.
And I had to cut like 2 slits up in here and up in here and on this side, and it fit perfectly.
Any tips for slaying a beauty supply store wig?
Ooh. No heat. Don't put no heat on that thing. I'm looking like bacon. Bacon and sausage.
I don't care if they said it's a blend and it could take up to 400.
400 degrees.
Don't do it.
Just put a little roller in there, roll it up, and let that sit for about an hour and just let it, fall.
So about how many wigs do you own?
Ooh. I own, in a lot.
A lot?
I can't even
You
count.
can't give a number?
It's like drawerfuls.
Are you attached to them?
I'm attached to them, but you know what? Like, I sometimes can detach myself from them. Like, and then I'm the type of person, like, I love to save wigs, but at the same time, it's nothing like having a new, fresh wig, honey.
Nothing like it.
You be feeling so good.
Right. So when do you know, like, to give it up? Like, she's dead.
Well, all of my wigs never be dead. So I be doing like these little wig drives.
Okay.
And I say, the wig is half off. Come on in and get it. Pull up with your cash. Ching, 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 ching.
Yeah.
And they come on in with the cash.
Right.
And I go and make my deposit.
Yes.
And that's the end.
So what about wig upkeep? How do you keep up with your wigs?
I would say try to use as less heat as possible. Be very gentle with it. Don't be in there doing this and pulling it or doing all that type of stuff. And if your man is heavy-handed, when you're trying to make love, don't have that wig on because, that's your $1,000 piece.
Right.
That's how much I be charging. So, yeah, that and then, like, use sulfate-free shampoo on your wigs.
And what about storing? Do you store it in a...
And just store it, like, I would say, store it like on a wig head.
Okay.
Have a little closet for your wig, your wig heads, because those
It
are
doesn't
like
need
your
a
bag.
satin bonnet or a scarf or anything like that?
Yeah, your satin bonnet, and do a silk base satin bonnet. So that
Y'all
way,
hear that? Silk
it's
base.
less static, right?
Well, you heard it here first, guys, from the wig slayer himself. Make
Yes.
sure you take care of your wigs as if it's your own hair. Don't forget to use the hashtag #TheHairShowBET so you could be a part of these type of conversations.
Yes, get involved. And thank you so much, Alonzo, for coming on the show.
thank you
He's
for
about to
having
show
me.
us all the tips and tricks on how to slay our very own wig.
Okay.
Can you wait, Ursula? 'Cause
I can't wait. I might need to sit in that
Can
chair.
we go now?
Right.
Can we?
Y'all better watch.
Right.
Watch and learn.
All right, guys.